So with today's lesson, we're going to be looking at how to write equations. But in order to start, we're going to look at some real basic equations first to make sure we have our understanding of equations done correctly. I'm going to go through and I'm going to solve each of them. I'm not going to check them, even though I asked you to. But if you have any questions on the checking piece, feel free to ask me. Because I don't have a lot of room, I'm going to kind of write all over wherever I can seem to fit it in. So 13 plus negative 3d is going to equal negative 8. I'm going to add negative 13 to each side. So negative 3d equals negative 21 divided by negative 3 divided by negative 3. Remember that two negatives give you a positive 7 as your final answer for the first one. Second one, we got a lovely fraction one. So negative 2/3 m plus negative 4 will equal negative 10. Move the 4 first by adding 4 to each side. So that's negative 2/3 m equaling, that was a negative 4, I added 4, so that's negative 6. To get rid of the fraction, we're going to multiply by the reciprocal, which is going to be negative 3 over 2. I need to make the 6 a fraction, so I'm going to put it over 1. In order to multiply, we can go ahead and we can cross cancel. So I'm going to cross cancel the 2 and make it a 1. I'm going to cross cancel the negative 6 and make it a negative 3. Negative 3 times negative 3 is negative 9, positive 9 over 1, which will simplify down to just 9. And number 3, negative 5y plus negative 25 is going to equal 25. I'm going to add 25 to each side. Negative 5y equals 50 divided by negative 5. And I get y equaling negative 10. So again, we're going to be looking at writing two-step equations, what sort of words indicate addition, subtraction, those sort of things. How do I pull information out of word problems? All of that fun. So I kind of just want you to brainstorm here. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time on this slide, but what sort of words, when you read them, indicate the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division? Such as when I see the word sum, I know I'm going to add. When I see the word product, that tells me multiplication. Difference is subtraction. Quotient, remainder, any of those keywords tell me I'm probably going to be using division. And we could make a list that would go on forever because there are tons of words that represent each of these 4 operations. But I just kind of want you to think in your head about some of the basics. So again, for addition, sum, plus, those are some of the keywords, and again, these are not all of them. Subtraction would be difference, less, less than, fewer, multiplication, product, the word of actually means to multiply, the product of two numbers, of course, times, division, quotient, remainder, okay, those are just kind of a few. But again, you could be thinking of many, many more in your head. So here are the steps to writing a two-step equation. We're not going to do a whole lot of writing on this slide. It's mainly going to be talking. You want to go through the problem and identify what's important. Okay? Highlight, underline, circle, whatever you need to do, but kind of weed out the words that you don't need. A lot of problems, especially word problems in particular, give you a lot of excess information that we don't need. Also, in the equation, there's going to be something that's missing. And that something that is missing is going to be our variable. It's our unknown. So you have to assign a letter value to that. And you can pick any letter out of the 26 in the alphabet that you would like. It doesn't always have to be X. It could be whatever you would like it to be. And the last thing you need to do is actually write it as the algebraic equation. So here we just have some real basic sentences before we get into the heavy-duty word problems. So, 8, I have less than. Less than means subtraction, but it actually means subtraction where you're going to flip the order. So when I start to kind of piece things together, I like to write that little arrow there that shows me I'm going to be flipping with less than. Then I have 3, and it says times a number. Well, the number is the thing I'm missing, so let me give that X. And times means multiplication, so that's going to be 3X. Is always your equal sign. So equals -23. Now, I'm not done yet, because if you remember, that less than means I need to flip it. So it needs to be 3x minus 8 equaling 23. That's your answer. Okay, right now it's just asking you to write it as an equation. It's not asking you to solve it, just to write it. So second one, 13. 13 is, remember that's my equal sign, 7 more than. Well, more than is addition. 1/5 is a fraction. Of, meaning multiplication, a number. So again, I'm going to use X. And by writing the 1/5 and the X close together without putting a sign in the middle, that is assumed to mean multiplication. Whoop. Erase that blue line there. So here's some that I would like you to try. I'd like you to go ahead and pause it, try it on your own, and then when you start up the video again, I'll go over the answers. So 15 equals 3 more than, meaning addition, 6 times a number, so 6x. 10 increased by, increased is addition, the quotient of a number and 6. Quotient means division, so it's x divided by 6. When you see quotient, it's going to be given in order. So number, then 6. Number is your numerator, 6 is your denominator, is 5. 5 being the equal sign. Last one, the difference between 12 and 2/3 of a number is 18. Difference meaning subtraction. So 12 minus 2/3 of a number, of meaning multiplication, is 18. Because this was difference, you can just write it in the order of the problem. If it said less than, that's when you have to take the two pieces and you would flip the 2/3 to the front. But because it's just different, you're not going to flip them. So now we have the word problem. Again, a lot of information in here you may need or you may not need. So let's read the problem first. We buy 3 books that each cost the same amount and a magazine, all for $55.99. You know that the magazine costs $1.99. How much does each book cost? Well, let's look at what we have here. I bought 3 books and I bought a magazine. So 3 books plus my magazine is going to cost $55.99. Well, it then tells me that my magazine was $1.99. So let's put that in there. 3 books plus my $1.99 for my magazine is 55.99. And that right there is the equation that you're looking for. We're going to go ahead and solve this one because it does actually ask us how much does each book cost. So the equation is the piece starred in blue, but now I'm going to go through and I'm going to solve it. So I'm going to subtract $1.99 from each side. So that gives me 3b equaling 54. Divide each side by 3. And I get that each book cost $18. You do need to put a label. We are referencing money, so a $sign would be your traditional label. One here for you to try. Again, I'd pause the video, try it on your own. And then when you turn the video back on, I'll be sitting here solving the problem for you. So a personal trainer buys a weight bench for $500 and W weight. So he buys this bench for $500. Plus he buys so many weights, W, for $24.99 each. And the total was $849.86. That's the equation. That's what I got out of all of those words. Now it's asking how many weights were purchased. So I'm going to add the negative 500 because it's the piece without the variable first. So 24.99x equals 349.86. Divide by 24.99. Definitely a calculator problem. So 349.86 divided by 24.99. And we find out that he bought 14 weights. So your homework tonight is actually in your book. If you don't have your book with you, you can get on the class website and it will have the book there for you as well. So you're looking at problems 1 through 4, 5 through 8, and 11 and 12. Some of them are just the basic sentences where you're just supposed to write the equation. Some of them are the word problems where you actually need to write the equation and solve it out. If you read the directions for each section, it will clearly tell you, yes, you need to solve the problem, or no, you just need to write the equation.